All right, here we go. Red here with LA Game Night. I'm here with Brendon Chung, I'm so sorry, talking Flotilla 2. Now, we just recently had you on the podcast, and we were talking that you had a little background in AAA, and now you're out on your own. What kind of took you away from AAA and to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make my own game?
Oh, our studio was shut down.
That'll do it.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I was adrift. So, I'm going to try going on my own and see how it goes. And it's been going great for about 8 years. So I'm super happy I did it.
That's great. Now, what drove you to go VR?
Yeah. I had a dev kit sitting around, and I made a game called Flotilla earlier, which was the same idea of like moving spaceships around 3D space.
Flotilla 1.
Right.
Yeah, because we're on Flotilla 2. Don't confuse it.
Yeah, so there's a sequel. And the problem with Flotilla 1, Flotilla 1 was still fun, but the thing that always kind of bothered me was that it's so hard to control ships in a fully 3D environment. So you got to control where it goes in the x-axis and the y-axis and the z-axis. Whereas VR, you just move your hand, and it's just done automatically. So it was just felt like such a really good fit.
So I have a question about, and I always like to ask VR developers, the process of programming in VR. Do you enjoy it, or is it a bit tedious? You're constantly going back and forth, and how do you like that? Do you find a good flow, or is it kind of a struggle sometimes?
Yeah, I think it would be a struggle, but for this specific game, it's not too bad because the battles are not too long. So like if I want to do something, it doesn't take very long to get there. So yeah, it worked out well for this type of game. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the game, and we had gone over on the podcast, but this is its own separate thing. Give us the rundown, kind of the exploration kind of idea and everything you have going on with it. So tell us a little bit about Flotilla 2.
Yeah. So Flotilla 2 is a turn-based strategy game about spaceships and space combat. So you control a fleet of ships. The enemy has their own fleet of ships. And then you give your fleet orders. So like, I want you to move up here. I want you to move down here. I want you to, shoot a repulsor mine over there. And then you press the go button, and then all the ships just start going. You just kind of like wind them up, and they just start moving around. And then once they kind of finish their turn, then you just do the turn all over again. So it kind of gives you time to strategize your moves.
Right.
You're not like hurried to do anything.
Exactly. Now, does the fact that it's developed in VR, did that have an influence on being located in space? Was that something you wanted to do, or was this a concept already? You knew you wanted to do it, and hey, VR was going to be a great platform.
Yeah, so the original Flotilla was also in space, and this one just felt like a good fit for that also. But it just opened so much new doors of like being able to see things from so many different angles, of like being able to like stand on top of the battlefield or like underneath it, or all these different, whatever you want to stand. And it just kind of like opened up and made the game feel so much more open.
That's great. Now, tell us a little bit about your team. How many guys are on your team? Anything of note? The studio, anything that you want to promote? Where can we find the game? Where do we find more information? Just go ahead and throw it all at us.
Yeah. So there are 5 people total working on this game. There's myself, and there's 4 really talented level designers local in LA who are kind of making content for the game. Atlee Lowridge, Valerie Lynn, Alejandro Juan Madrid, and Evan Hemsley. And they're just making tons of cool stuff. And the game will be available in like a couple of months or so, and it'll be available at blendogames.com.
All right, you guys heard it. Blendo Games. Couple months from now, we're at LA Game Night with Brendon Chung. Thank you for everything. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being on the podcast. Have some fun tonight, and I'll talk with you soon. All right, thank you, man. All right, we are out.